The next couple of clips are taped interrogation of 3 individuals who were present the night of the murders. Please state your first name for me and the name of your job title.
My name is Hudson, and I did pretty much anything from taking tickets to making the popcorn. We kind of all switched between jobs to make the theater run.
I'm Joe. We all kept the place running. We were a group. Some would even say friends. We all knew one another and were protective of each other, especially that night. Sorry, what was your question again?
I'm Quincy. I made popcorn, worked ticket booth, cleaned the theaters, and made sure to keep everything running.
How would you describe the events leading up to the murders that night?
Although it is easier to block out the events, we all were finishing closing for the last night that the Tempest Theater will ever be open and heading to our favorite pancake joint to celebrate the ending of this terrible working era. At least that is what we thought was happening. Until I'm sorry, saying his name still is like a shiver to my spine. Anyways, we thought we were getting out until he decided that leaving us trapped due to his unfortunate conversation with his wife was the best idea. Unknowingly to us, this was the last time that 4 of us would be working, ever. After the first of us were found dead, the rest of our night was spent hiding and being hunted in an abandoned mall attached to the theater. Do you know how difficult it is to navigate a mall without water, electricity, or lights? Especially when it's the one that used to hold the most wonderful childhood memories? I would describe the events as a familiar past. It all started when I saw him with a gun in the back of his shirt. I knew from that point that our evening was not going to be a joyous ride to IHOP, but a familiar flashback of the sound of gunfire and red-stained flooring. I remember him walking through the door and the bell ringing at the top of the door. Wait, hold on, which event is this for? The one at the mall. Right. Sorry, I just struggled with the separation in my mind as they both brought to me the same eerie feeling. However, I felt more in control in this event. When we were closing down the theater and his special guests arrived, our night took a turn for the, well, I'd say worse, but if there's a word for worser than worse, I'd say it was worse than that. With our keys and phones locked away in a safe, we were already trapped before the theater doors had locked for the night. Also, when we are done here, I need to have a separate conversation about the safety precautions of the buildings in Sandusky that have no viable way to escape. Although, I also understand the fact that there probably wasn't a thought of an abandoned mall needing an escape route due to a murderous rampage. Anyways, after finding the first murder and heading to the abandoned mall, I unfortunately had a feeling that it wouldn't be the last.
I guess I'm glad the night ended the way that it did. I want to apologize for what happened. He messed with a group of us that did nothing wrong to keep that danged old theater running. From a night that felt normal, it turned into a horrific memory, and one that I would rather forget than refresh. The theater turned into an escape route towards the mall, which turned into the race of our lives between stores and hiding in the darkness. Hiding from someone is one thing, but having to hide in the dark while they are hunting in the dark is another. Thankfully for Joe, I'm still here, but I wish that there was someone else who could talk today. Anyways, I have so much more remorse from that day, but there is one thing that I will never
So
regret.
after talking between everyone, you all mentioned a him. Was that the one that we found on the ground that night?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and he was there with all of his victims.
So we keep talking about him and what happened, but to give everyone closure, including their families that they left behind, why do you think he'd do such a thing?
Well...
What happened? How am I ever gonna find out why he did it?
Well, you're gonna have to read the book. 4 Found Dead.
Writer, producer, and actor Hannah Belusic. Actor Alyssa Belusic. Actor Colt Fife.